Sam's fam reacts. Let's start the show.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Sam's Fan Reacts. I am Sam. I am the matriarch of the SFR family. And today we're going to do something just a little bit different, okay? So, the other day I listened to Dolly Parton's Jolene for the first time. And I love that woman. I fell in love with Dolly Parton, her personality, her energy, everything. I just loved it. And then I realized I did know and I did remember that she wrote the I Will Always Love You that Whitney Houston sings. So I wanted to listen to her original version of that song because I had never heard it. In looking for the song, though, I saw an interview she did about the song that had a lot of interesting takes and backstories to it. So we're going to do both of those today, okay? We're going to listen to her rendition of the song, and then we're going to listen to just a couple snippets from the interview because I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to put it on here, but it's important. So we're going to do that, okay? Okay, let's go. I'm kind of scared to listen to it, though, because I've only heard Whitney's version.
Song that I had out a few months back, and hope maybe you might enjoy this one. In everybody's life, there's a special person that you love more than you love anybody else. There's a song about that special person in my life. It's called I Will Always Love You. If I should stay, thank you, I would only be in your way, so I'll go. But I know I'll think of you each step of the way. And I will always love you. I will always love you.
Oh, she is just so sweet with her song. And she is just so pretty. Of course, y'all know she was pretty. But do you hear the sweetness in her voice when she sings her song? Do you hear how she really, really put meaning to those words? And then she got that little country twang that I am falling in love with, backing up the way she pronounces those words. I love it.
Bittersweet memories, that's all I am taking with me. Goodbye, please don't cry, 'cause we both know that I'm not what you need. But I will always love you. I will always love you. And I hope life treats you kind.
Hey, that's her stamp right there. She already has that enticing voice. I didn't even expect her to talk this out. I expected her to sing it out like Whitney Houston did. Her talking this out, it's like writing on your heart. Whoever it is that's walking out of her life or think they're walking out of her life at this moment, she's literally writing those words to this song on their hearts with her voice. Spoken word. Love that. I absolutely love that. I like that part of this song better than the Whitney version, for sure.
And I hope life treats you kind. And I hope that you have all that you ever dreamed of. And I wish you joy. I wish you lots of happiness. Oh, but above all of this, I wish you love, and I will always love you. I will always.
Dude, that came in like she was talking to him and writing those words upon his heart so he can remember that forever. And then she came in with that hard, high tone soprano. I would like she was just yelling at him, get ready to cuss him out. I love that transition. That was epic. I see why everybody wanted this song. I see why. That was epic. Dolly was a legend for real. Damn. Huh.
I will always love you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God. She is such a sweetheart. Like, why is she so sweet? She's such a sweetheart. Now, given what we know about that song, right? I didn't know that other people wanted to record it like Elvis and all of this stuff. But baby, let's check out what Dolly said about that song. It might, some of y'all might be surprised, some of y'all might not already know.
You wrote I Will Always Love You, and Elvis Presley was going to record it. And suddenly you said, whoa, no. Tell me about that.
Dude, she was even beautiful in her elder years. Do y'all see how pretty this woman is in her elder years? Still pretty, still slaying, foxy. I hope I aged that well.
Well, actually, Elvis loved the song. That was when he and Priscilla were having their problems, which I met her recently. And she told me that Elvis loved that song, and he had sung that to her on the day of their divorce. He said he kind of leaned in and sang a little bit of I Will Always Love You. And
Elvis was a motherfucker. Now, why would he do that? Why would he sing that to her on the day of their divorce? Epic and iconic. He was a motherfucker.
so she told me how much that he loved that song, because this was recently, we were doing some business. But during that time, it's no fault of Elvis, he loved the song. But Tom Parker was in defense of Tom Parker, too. Colonel Tom, his manager, he made some wise decisions, evidently. So he knew what he was doing. But that goes back to that other thing, because Elvis was ready to record it. I told my friends and people that he was recording it, and they were in town to do the recording. They had invited me down to the session. And
y'all see how sweet she is? She's like it's gonna be a party. I told everybody we finna record. He invited me down to the session. She's so sweet.
Tom Parker calls me the day before and says, now you do know that Elvis is recording your song, and you do know that Elvis don't record anything that he don't publish, or at least get half the publishing on. I said, really?
Which is to say he would have the rights.
He would have the rights, at least half of the rights to the publishing of the song. I said, I can't do that. This song's already been a hit with me, and this is in my publishing company, and obviously this is going to be one of my most important copyrights, and I can't give you half the publishing.
Standing on business. My girl Dolly stood on business and stood up to Elvis Presley. She was not playing about her song. I am loving this woman more and more the more I learn about her, because not only was she beautiful, so back then in Hollywood, they tried to play the little pretty blonde women as though they were bimbos or something, but she wasn't going. She was a sweetheart, but she was fierce and she stood on business. I love that.
Of course, that's stuff that I'm leaving for my family.
Period.
And he said, well, then we can't record the song. And I was just heartbroken. I said, well, I'm really sorry, but I can't do that.
But
so
Dolly
I
Parton,
didn't.
That took guts.
Well, it didn't to me. It seemed to be the thing to do. It hurt me because I was so disappointed that I was going to have to tell my friends Elvis didn't record it. But I just knew that was not right, and that was not. If it had been, maybe if I didn't have my own publishing company, had the song not already been a hit, it might have been different. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't give somebody half of a song that had already been number one, and that was evident, had already proved itself.
Well, you had some redemption. Whitney Houston then, many years later.
That's true. When Whitney recorded, I was like, oh, good, because now I own 100% of the publishing, 100% of the writing. And I did really well with that. But I didn't blame Elvis, and I didn't blame Colonel Tom either. It was a decision I had to make at the time, and I'm glad I did.
But when Whitney Houston recorded it, which made it a worldwide hit all over again, not only made you a lot of money, that's true, but also, as you yourself said, you said, hey, here it comes again. That really was a great song. My question is, Whitney Houston, African-American heritage, you from the mountains of East Tennessee.
Now, this just pissed me off. Like, for real. Why? What does race have to do with it? What does her being black have to do with it? What does her being from the mountains of Tennessee have to do with this song that these two women made iconic? Like, why was that even a question to ask? Now I want to know how Dolly answered it, because you know what? I guarantee you, in true Dolly Parton fashion, she answered this with class. It looked like a bait question to me, but that just pissed me off. Because what race got to do with it? But this also shows back then the divide that was going on. Just look at me, a little black girl in the hood, didn't know who Dolly Parton was, didn't hear her songs. But that was bogus.
What went through your mind when it was Whitney Houston who brought the song back and made it again such a sensational bestseller?
Well, it was overwhelming because I'd always loved her singing anyway. I mean, what a voice she had. I mean, at that time.
Thank you, Dolly. Thank you very much. Giving credit where credit is due. Because you know what that is? That's what women do. That's being a girl's girl. That has nothing to do with black versus white, country versus R&B. It has nothing to do with that. It was an artist recognizing the gifts and talents of another artist and blessing them with the ability to recreate your work, and you get paid off of it.
Nobody could out-sing her. But when I heard it, my heart just stopped. I just couldn't believe that my little song, my little simple song that was written straight from my heart, you know, about a subject that we all know and relate to one way or another, whether it's someone that's died or kids going off to school. People relate to that song in so many ways. But
Girl, I relate to it all the time. I got 4 adult kids that are not in the home anymore. I got grandkids that come down for the summer, and when they leave, I just feel like I'm never gonna see them again. I'm gonna miss them so much, but I always love you. Y'all know I love you. I got y'all. When your kids leave the home and grow up and move out, not to mention the breakups, everybody on some level, on some form or another, can relate to that song. Dolly, speak it back.
Anyway, when I heard her sing it, I could not believe it. I was driving at that time from my office in Nashville to my house in Brentwood, and I heard it when she started singing that a cappella. I thought, well, I thought, if I should stay? And it took a minute to realize. And then when it went into with the music part where she's singing, I honestly thought I was going to have a heart attack.
You've been remarkably.
That has got to be a true honor when Dolly Parton is so moved by your song and your vocals that she thought she was going to have a heart attack. Hearing her songs and her vocals, I know that was a proud moment for Whitney.
Successful businesswoman. How has that happened?
Well,
yeah, they get into the interview more about like her success as a businesswoman and all that. But I did want to throw that in there because I didn't know that Elvis Presley wanted to and was going to record that track. And the only reason why he got it, why he didn't get it and ended up going to Whitney, was because Dolly stood on business and said no to a man in Hollywood and reserved her rights to her music. I love that for her. I love that for her. And as we can see, that made her more and more money, more wealthy. And I guarantee you, they got her a lot more respect in the industry. Because back then, women and people in general, artists in general, not so much as women, we know how the power men had back then in the industry. But women wanted to make it. They just wanted to make it. And Elvis was the man, I heard he was the man. So for her to be able to say no to him, to reserve the rights to her song, I love that song even more now. I do. I really do. I got to go find me at least 1 or 2 more Dolly songs. I'm a fan now. I don't know if that even counts as a reaction because I'm a fan, but I'm a fan now. So while I go find some more Dolly, y'all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and you can buy us a cup of coffee if you like. Talk to you later. Bye.